Today we are brewing on the partial brew stand. Not completely finished, but needed to brew because I have a festival that I'm doing in a couple weeks. Actually a month and a half, but the brew's got to be done regardless. So we have the beer stand down here that I'm working on. 90% done. I still need wheels, obviously, so I drug it out of the drug it out of the garage. So the wheels are on their way. I'm working on some gussets for the corners right here that I can put the wheels in down here and down here. I'm having those built, so once those are done, then I'll put those on and put the wheels on, which will raise me up 4 inches. Not a big deal, but that'll work. And obviously our center keg is not ready yet. Still sitting in the garage. Need to finish that up, so I'm still using my cooler, which is why I have all this metal covering here, the wood, and the metal shield here to protect from the flames of the two sides while I'm brewing here. I have a pump which is not connected. I took it off my old wood stand, and I'm going to mount it right here. Once I get done brewing today, I'll work on building that mount. I'm also going to mount a secondary pump over here once I get one. I don't have a secondary pump yet. So right now I'm just using it externally. I need to get some quick disconnect hoses for the whole thing, which I don't have yet. And all of the kegs will have to have quick disconnects on them as well. What I've done since the last time I spoke with everybody and showed the videos, I've added burners to the frame here. And how I did that, if I can get down to the ground level here, I welded in some rebar pipe coming down. You can see I just tack welded it on the top, tack welded it onto a piece of bed frame on the bottom, and drilled a hole in it. I did this exactly 6 inches down from the actual kegs, or from the top I should say, which is the same as from the kegs. And the reason I did that was because these burners had a 6-inch, these burners, which worked really well, had it 6 inches down from the top. So that's what I went ahead and did. I took one out of here. It wasn't exactly 6 inches down, but I think it was 6 inches from here, which is where the turkey frying thing sat. It had this ledge around the outside of it. And there was one here that was 6 inches down also, so that must be the sweet spot. What I don't have is I don't have any shields yet, these wind shields, which I definitely want to add to my burner here. It's not windy out today, and we're doing just fine without the wind. So I have this type of burner in here, which I don't know what it's called, but that's the burner I have in there. I have this type of burner over here under the brew kettle, and I'm going to add a piece of bed frame between the those two bed frames and weld that on there. And that will be my center burner for the, obviously, mash tun once I finish building that. So we are at partial stage, but it was a necessity to brew today. So that's what I've done. I'm going to back up and try and get you a view of the whole thing here. Excuse me. There we go. That's where we stand right now. Pumps will go on next, and then the other burner, and then a gas line, I believe, will be the last thing I add to it. I have not welded the hinges that I spoke of previously on here, so these are just sitting on here. You can see they're real loose and they'll move around, which, you know, with all the weight of the keg and the water in them, they're not going anywhere. But I do still want to weld them hinges across the back of here so that I can flip these things over, drain them if I need to, and it'd be easier to get down to the burners with them being able to flip over and clean up around them and stuff. So that's where we stand right now. We'll show you more once we get there. I'll show you a few pictures. Sometimes pictures come in better. But really anxious to get the pumps mounted into a bracket in here. At least one of them pumped in, or welded in and locked on with a metal shield. And I think I'm actually going to try and use this stainless steel metal that I have in here and below the keg as a shield for this. I got that for free from my father. So my one keg here has a thermostat on it. It does not work. That's why we have this little thing up here, going over to that little wireless thing over there, and coming down to this over here. Need to get up to, I have 48 seconds and I need to get up to 195. Better crank that up. Alright, gotta get back to you guys. I'm cranking this up, and we'll get back to you. Alright.